There's an unprecedented amount of spending right now in the food world, and it's on food courts. Italy, $20 million. Bourdain Market, $63 million. These huge, mega, Disney-like destinations to eat. I think the question is, are they actually good for food culture?
I think there's some good and there's some bad. For the pluses, it makes things, much more convenient and super accessible for people who might not be able to travel to Italy themselves, or might not be able to have the time on their lunch break to hoof it all the way out to Queens to get some authentic pho. But on the flip side, it's like you think about what malls did to suburbia and how they impacted local businesses and what made a place a place. In that realm, it's becoming kind of some sanitized, mono vision of, what food culture should be. And, the very definition of, food culture is, being about a very specific place.
To their credit, they're hiring some of the best, designers and architects in the world to build these spaces. So do you think that'll work?
I think in some ways, if they have the right designer, it can, make or break the experience.
Do you think all of these new food courts are going to be quickly passé? I'm going to say I do. I think we have maybe a 10-year cycle and we're all going to be what were we thinking?
I think the trend is probably going to stick around for the next couple of years.
Sure.
One of the things that's interesting is just how redevelopment is, working in the city, and what is going to be appealing for someone to invest money in a certain location. And what I think it boils down to is how is it going to attract people? How is it going to get them to spend money there instead of somewhere else? And I'm not saying that it's better to go spend your money in a mall than a local business, but thinking about it from the stance of a developer, they're going to want to build more of these food courts. Building markets by these celebrity chef curators will certainly have some appeal and draw people to come there and walk around, which I guess inevitably is better for the businesses themselves.
Thanks, Diana.
Thanks for having me, Mark.
But we want to know what you think. Are food courts good for food culture or bad for food culture? Find us on Twitter, #29th floor. See you next week.